So while you were watching something else, I don't know, there was a football game on yesterday. There was a little bit of baseball because yesterday was the day, even though everybody was pretty much already in Peoria, Arizona, that the Padres officially reported with pitchers and catchers. Because again, as we know, the Padres and Dodgers have to ramp up a little early. Yeah, yay! Because of starting the season in Korea and Peoria, as Camelback Ranch was alive with the sounds of spring workouts yesterday. So we thought we'd mark the occasion by kicking things off today and talking a little San Diego Padres. Expectations, changes, key players, and give us a sense for what you think folks should expect in America's finest city.
Well, first, I'm getting used to the yellow hats. I'm a big fan of the San Diego Padres uniform. The yellow hat, I'm going to have to get used to. But I don't know. This is an interesting team because they have so many positions kind of covered already, right? But with the trades of Soto and Grisham and others, they have an outfield dearth of outfielders. Tatis Jr., of course, the best. All their infield positions are kind of covered. You got Higashioka is one of the additions, but Campusano probably is playing most of the time there. Michael King is a big addition to that rotation. But I think the outfield, losing Grisham, they need a center fielder bad, and that'll be part of it. They had a lot of injuries to their starting rotation with Musgrove, of course, and Yu Darvish, shoulder and elbow respectively. So Michael King should really help that rotation, but they don't seem on paper as strong as they've been in the past. Of course, Blake Snell gone. But I don't know. Like I'm expecting a decent year from them.
Yeah, I am too. If we take a look at the expected starting lineup, we all know that Kim is probably one of the most underrated players on the roster, if not in the league. And as you kind of digest all this with a really remade bottom of the lineup behind Jay Cronenworth, who was rumored to be out of town himself, I think. And it's a weird conversation to have because we all know that Juan Soto is one of the brightest talents in the sport. There was something that just didn't work there. And I don't know if it was a baseball thing. I don't know if it was a personality thing, as some have intimated. I'm not sure if he and other leaders in the clubhouse saw eye to eye. So the Padres make this deal, and they send Soto to the Bronx with Trent Grisham. And at first glance, the casual fan might think, wow, the Yankees got one of the best bats on the planet, and they just gave up a bunch of whatever. I would disagree. I think the Padres did really well in this trade. Johnny Brito has upside, even though he struggled last year. Michael King is already the number 3 starter with an asterisk in a pretty good front three in that rotation. Drew Thorpe was the Yankees' star out of their right pitching ranks. He was a minor league pitcher of the year, and Kyle Higashioka is going to be very good behind the plate. SoCal native. I think the Pods did really good here.
I think they did really well. As Higashioka is going to be a good kind of a backup receiver probably for them. Great knowledge behind the plate, but they might get 3/5 of their rotation out of that with Brito, Vasquez, and of course Michael King is definitely going to be penned in there.
Yeah, in terms of the bullpen too, because so much conversation in San Diego has been what's gone. You lose Snell, you lose Hader. Well, the remade bullpen with a lot of different candidates to close games. Robert Suarez will likely be the 9th inning guy. Wandy Peralta's capable of closing a game. Don't forget about Morejon, the left-handed screwballer who's missed a lot of time in his career with injury. Yuki Matsui is kind of a wild card, the diminutive left-hander coming over from Japan. And I feel badly for my friend, color analyst Mark Grant, because every time Woo Suk Go comes into the game, he's going to chuckle and he's going to have to hit his cough button. But this guy, Ron, represents the big X factor.
He does. Remember when Okajima came for the Red Sox in that big 3 or 4 years that he had? Sometimes coming over, being a little different, being left-handed, I think is going to cause, at least for the first time through the American League and National League, he's going to really flourish. When I look at that bullpen, when I look at that team now after all those things we saw, it's kind of the Yankees West. They really have a lot of the former Yankee players. But, whenever you lose Hader, it's going to be tough. But people forget how good Suarez was until he injured himself.
Is there somebody on the offensive side of the scorecard that you think is key or based on a bounce-back type year for whom the expectation can rise?
Yeah, I think Bogarts, to me, is going to put in a full year. We know how much he struggled in the first half of the year. He had a little, I think, wrist injury, or at least a hand injury, got a cortisone shot, and after that was the old Xander Bogart. So I'm hoping that he rebounds. Machado had surgery as well on his elbow. I think tennis elbow he had. So maybe they get those players to play up to their capability. Their second baseman, of course, like you said, one of the most underrated players in baseball. But Cronenworth had a down year, and you expect more from him.
Yeah. Look, the Dodgers are going to be the chalk in this division. They're the class of the NL West, if not the entire league. Yeah. And I guess it's a battle for who can be that place horse between Arizona, San Diego, and I wouldn't count out the Giants either.
Listen, Arizona proved last year at 84 wins during the regular season that you can get in. Once you get in, you can get hot, and they have a lot of star players.